What most people don't understand about the logical mind is that its number one function is to allow you to survive. Yes, our logic can help us plan ahead. It can help us make judgments of situations and organize information. It's very, very helpful. Having said that, the primary function that always interrupts even the most helpful logical nature is the brain's ability to survive. It's your body's ability to survive. And what does that mean in terms of your manifestation, your intuition, and your ability to create a beautiful, happy life? Number one thing you need to understand is that your brain is not designed to make you happy. Your brain is designed to make you survive, and it will sacrifice happiness in seconds if the brain believes that it's key to survival. So if you're upset about dating, for example, because you had a negative experience, what happens is a signal gets sent into your brain that dating means death. That negative experience means you should never see anybody ever again. And then subliminally, you'll think it's best to just give up on dating and stay at home. And that's the same with long-term goals. If your long-term goal was to get a promotion at work and then your boss puts you down and says negative things towards you, or and it could even be constructive towards your performance, what will happen is your brain will move you away from that goal. It will tell you to stop trying because when you've tried in the past, it jeopardized your survival. So your brain will always interrupt according to a negative experience to stop you in your tracks from achieving a positive long-term goal, because your short-term survival is more important than your long-term happiness. And sometimes that survival instinct is a good one. There are moments where our lives are in danger and we really have to be interrupted and save our own lives. And that's why we have that interrupting function in our brain. It's just that we don't understand that if we don't train it correctly, we don't send it the right signals, the right messages, that it can take over and derail our goals, our dreams and ambitions. And even the phrase of being realistic can be code for, I need to do X, Y, and Z to survive. And if I go outside of that box, my survival could be in jeopardy, and therefore I'm not even going to consider it. And then whatever manifesting goals that you could have set if you were dreaming bigger will never even come into your consciousness. So this is something you have to monitor, your survival instinct. Be aware that a lot of the time in modern society, whatever choice we decide to do, our lives are not really in danger. We're not really at risk. And I believe in good, solid financial advice. It's a good thing to plan for the future and to save. But if you think about it, a lot of our immediate needs aren't really met by saving. And even that advice at times can go out the window. There are priorities that come up in life that could be more important than saving money, like saving your own life if your health is in jeopardy, for example. So when these priorities come up that are life-threatening or negative, we have to evaluate them correctly and make sure we're not living our lives according to fear. If you live in a developed country, 99% of your choices that you make out of fear are going to be the wrong choice, okay? If you live in a more dangerous setting where you're constantly having to fight for your life, then that is a good mechanism in your brain to follow. But truthfully, if you live in a developed country, your life is not threatened very often, maybe a few times over your lifetime. The rest of the moments of your life that you think you have to do X, Y, and Z to survive, or you're going to fear the consequences, are often wrong. So we have to really take apart these negative belief systems and really look at them for what they are. It's our brain trying to protect us from negative consequences. And that's why we keep sabotaging ourselves on our way to our goals. That's why we don't get the promotion. That's why we never find the ideal life partner. That's why we don't even work out, because our brains may decide, hey, I'm really uncomfortable when I'm working out. I'm uncomfortable running a long time or swimming or doing acrobatics or whatever it is you do for fitness. And your brain's like, there's too much danger. And you have to discipline your mind to focus and go through the danger and realize that you're actually not in danger. That's the key. So when your brain believes there's some negative event coming up or that you are in danger, that is the time you need to actually put that event at the top of your to-do list and get it done as quickly as possible. Because what you do is you start training your mind to say, hey, look, I know you think I'm in danger, but but I'm actually not in danger. I did the exact thing you told me not to do, and I actually got a good result. And usually people who are the most successful in developed societies are the people who are going against that fear instinct. They're doing the exact thing that your fear-based brain is telling you not to do. And when you follow these steps, that's when you have access to a miraculous life and building the dreams that you actually want in your life. That's when the beautiful partner comes through. That's when you get the promotion or the amazing job offer that comes out of left field. That is when you find the ideal house on the market and it's way underpriced. That's when good things happen. So you have to train your brain though and be disciplined. If you don't have that discipline to do difficult things, if you really hate running and you don't want to get up in the morning to go run, then that's what's going to trip you up in your long-term goals. You have to be willing to face whatever makes you uncomfortable. And when you're willing to go there and get those uncomfortable tasks out of the way, that's when you're really open to manifesting anything you want in your life, because you're not going to be afraid. You're not going to have your survival, your fear instinct come up. You're not going to have all these logical arguments talking you out of it. You're just going to go for it automatically. And doing it quickly also gives you a lot of mojo. It gives you a lot of speed and a lot of energy. And the more you keep doing difficult things quickly and getting through them and succeeding, the more you're going to continue to succeed, and that momentum builds up over time. If all you do on a regular basis is use your intuition to tell you what are you procrastinating on, what are you afraid of, and then you just do that thing first and get it done out of your way first thing every single day, you are not going to believe what kind of life you're going to create. There are going to be things that used to be walls that you're just going to walk right through.